Hey y'all, we're back with another episode of Lip Service. I'm all decked out with my black today. Black hair, black eyes, black everything. Because we're having a fun little episode. Anyway, I'm here with my producer, Sharonda, aka Gunshy. And we have a really cool episode for you guys today about aliens. So let's get into it. So we are back and I'm excited because we have a really cool episode today. If you listened before, like I said, you know, I'm into all kinds of shit, all kinds of fun, esoteric shit. And today we're gonna be talking about aliens. I love the idea of aliens. I love listening to shows about aliens. I love talking about aliens. Aliens. I just love them. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And the interesting thing, there's some really crazy, cool, weird, whatever things going on today in regards to aliens. Some really interesting things going on in the news and whatnot.
Yeah. So, yeah, speaking of which, so you're not the only one who's crazy about aliens, clearly. So on Facebook, this group started out, as I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, who are planning to storm Area 51 and free the aliens. It's gotten media attentions, like...
Yeah, it's not a group, though. So basically, because I've been knowing about this since it started day one, because I listened to a program called Coast to Coast, which I love that program, and I'll give them a free shout-out, because if you're into anything esoteric, Coast to Coast is the podcast for you, and... their host, George Norrie, is great, and they have all these amazing guests. Anyway, I just gave them a major shout-out because I love that show. But that's where I first learned about it, on Coast to Coast. And it was actually a joke started by one guy. It was a meme. Matty Roberts, I think is his name. We just call him Matty when I listen to it on Coast to Coast. Anyway, he started it as a joke on Facebook. It was a meme, and then it caught on. And people just latched onto it like crazy. And it got up to like over 2 million people who said they were going to actually sign on and go to Area 51, crash the site, storm it. It was going to be this big thing, which is crazy. It's crazy.
It is. I mean, it's got so huge that the government actually had to put out warnings that if anyone tries it, that they would shoot them. Like, how crazy is that?
Well, it makes sense because it's a government installation. Let's all be clear.
True.
Anytime you go and you want to storm a government installation, they're going to take whatever precautions are necessary, which also includes probably lethal force. You cannot make threats on a government facility. Like, that's just crazy. And to threaten to storm it, to have like 2 million people, which... I really don't think 2 million people are going to show up, but do I think a couple thousand? Probably, and I think a couple thousand may still show up, but I think it's ludicrous to think that you can publicly declare that you're going to go and crash a military installation and think that there's not going to be repercussions, because they have to defend or protect whatever it is that's going on there, whether we want to know what it is or not, because I am 100% for disclosure. So I want to know what's back there. I want to know what's going on. I want to know the truth. But also, I don't want to do anything illegal or crazy that puts myself in danger, that puts other people in danger, that puts military personnel in danger, because they're there doing their job. So we go storming it. I mean, then we cause them to have to do things that maybe they don't want to do, like take deadly force against U.S. citizens. So I don't think it's a good idea at all. And I'm a watch though, but like I think that maybe a couple will show up, maybe a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand. But I also know that folks in that area were trying to do things to plan or prepare to have a large number of people visit. And actually, they were trying to do like festival type stuff and turn it into like a festival, a fun thing to draw the attention away
Alien Woodstock.
from, yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Like for reals, that would be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I know the state's taking it seriously. They actually like declaring a state of emergency, so this would be interesting.
Well, it's not the state, it's the area because it's such a
Yeah.
small area. They don't have the resources to handle 2 million people if 2 million people show up. So that's why they did that. But I mean, people are saying like maybe a couple thousand, maybe 5,000, 10,000. Even if that many people shows up to that area, they still wouldn't be able to handle it facility-wise because they don't have the restrooms, food supply, and all of that. So if you go, you better bring your own supplies. Go in like a RV or something so you can have a place to sleep and go to the bathroom. But
Okay,
by
I
the
guess
way,
over.
I got my pumpkin spice latte. If you're watching, I'm like over here sipping on pumpkin spice latte, which if you're not watching, you should go check us out on our YouTube channel, Lip Service, because you can get a visual of what we look like. Then you can see me with my dark hair, my dark lips, my pumpkin spice latte, because I'm a pumpkin spice latte whore. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Whatever. It's what we do. Two chicks talking. Sometimes we get off and go on tangents, like pumpkin spice latte tangents. Anyway.
Or anyway, so I think a lot of it is curiosity, but I think there's also people who genuinely believe that they're going to go and help free the aliens or get to know them or whatever because they think that we're not alone in this universe. Do you think we're alone in this universe?
No, I don't think we're alone in this universe because I'm not an egomaniac. We would have to be extremely conceited and self-important, and a lot of us are, to think that the creator in this big wide universe only populated Earth. To think that we're the only ones in this humongous ass universe out there. Like, how conceited are we to think that there's no other life beings out there? And besides that, there's so much evidence to show that there are other beings out there. I mean, if you're into history or anything, like I am, I love history, I love ancient civilizations, all of that stuff. There's like ancient carvings on walls. And if you think about it, if you ever looked like at some of those ancient carvings and those beings and what they look like, there are some that legit look like today what we would say is an astronaut. Like they have some figures, especially in like Mesoamerica, like Mexico, the Amazon, places like that. Anyway, on the wall carvings, they have these little figures that look like what I would call an astronaut because they have these like bubble fishbowl things over their heads and what look like a modern day astronaut suits, but they're like ancient carvings in stone on walls. So are we saying that even way back in ancient times like that, they were just imagining these things, they made them up? I mean, I think there's so much evidence besides the carvings on the walls. You have these ancient civilizations and you have pyramids, and there's a whole bunch of talk about that, about who built the pyramids. Was it man? Was it help? Did we get help from, otherworldly beings? I mean, I totally believe there are other beings out there in the universe. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Okay, so universe, yes. What about just here on Earth? There's been I've heard stories that the aliens were actually here first and that some may still be here and just among us. What do you think about that?
I definitely think there's alien life form here on Earth. I am one of those people. Yes, I am.
I thought she was going to say she's one of them. Oh my God.
I'm an alien. I might be, you don't know. That's a whole nother story. But, okay, so yeah, I think there are aliens here among us on Earth. And I think there probably always have been. I don't think that, again, I'm one of those people who don't think that we're the only beings, or sentient beings out here in this big wide universe. And I think that there have been aliens that have visited Earth many, many times and will continue to do so many, many times. I think that a lot of the technology that we get comes from alien technology. And by alien, let me just say this. Excuse me, sorry, because there's a sort of negative connotation with a lot of people around the term alien. But what does that actually mean? It just means not from here or foreign. So like someone from Germany who comes here is alien because they're foreign to this land. They are not of this land, right? So of America. So they would be alien, but we just call them immigrants. So aliens can also be termed as immigrants, extraterrestrial, things, the unknown. And I think that people shy away because they're like, oh, alien, those aren't real. But really, we don't really know unless you, I guess, have seen it for yourself. But I feel like there's a lot of evidence that tells us that there are some other life forms out there that have visited Earth. So anyway, like I was saying, with some of the technology that we have today, so like, oh my gosh, yeah. So this technology, so there's so many secret government programs that are out there that have been around where they're testing alien technology and releasing it little by little to the population. So like the idea of cell phones and the technology behind it, I think it's been, at least the government and entities within the government and people who work there have known about this for a long time. Like they're reverse engineering alien technology. There are people who actually work for the government that do that and that have come out and have been what you would call whistleblowers, but they've come out and at the time when they came out, like back in the day in the 80s or whatever, people were like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're lying, they're making it up. And lo and behold, today the technology fucking exists. And you're like, okay, that's what they were talking about back then. So I definitely believe we have alien life force here on Earth helping us. There may be some that's nefarious as well, working against us. I think that the government knows about it, and perhaps they don't feel like we're ready, but like starting last year and this coming into this year, there's been a lot of disclosure going on where people are coming out from government agencies or who've worked on these secret programs who have been actually revealing a lot of information about different incidents that have taken place. So in a nutshell, your girl believes that aliens are among us.
So, okay.
Do you? Let me just ask that. Do you believe that aliens are among us?
I do. I always have.
Why? Wait, before you even answer why, I don't believe that you always have. You went to a cult church. Imagine you in that cult church, you're talking about aliens exist. They would have kicked your ass out or lit you on fire or something.
Aliens can exist. You just can't be gay.
That was your cult. Oh my gosh. Yikes. That was your, that's the belief.
Yeah. You could be anything but gay. You could be an alien. It's okay.
So you believe in aliens?
I do.
Okay. Well, good. And you think that we have aliens here on Earth right now? Or yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like you said, I think it would be like real egotistical of me to not believe that we were here by ourselves. And if you look at something like this, the wonders of the world, I don't think that we could have created that on our own.
Yeah. Right on. We have another believer here, folks.
I am a believer. I'm not storming Area 51 though, but I believe. I'm with her. I'll watch.
Cool beans.
But so clearly she's a lot more well versed in this than I am. What are some of the different species of aliens you've heard of, and like what are their traits and everything?
Okay, so there are quite a few species of aliens, and I don't remember how many total now, but there's got to be more than 50. There may be more than that. I don't remember all of them. I only remember the main ones that I hear about often or that I've looked into. But clearly, everybody who's into aliens knows about the Greys.
Everybody knows about the Greys.
Everybody knows about the Greys. The most common aliens, the worker aliens, they do all the dirty work, or the grunt work, if you will. So they're like these little gray beings, 3 to 4 feet tall.
Like a little thing from Harry Potter.
I don't know, but maybe. But they have like slits for eyes, slits for a mouth, nose with no nostrils. They are the most common ones that people see, actually. But they're like the little worker bees. I feel like the aliens even have a caste system. Imagine that hierarchy, and the Greys are at the bottom of the totem pole in that caste system or that hierarchy. But yeah, they're the most common, the Greys, and then one of the most popular. Before I get into that, because there's a lot I have to say about that, let me just say this. Another group that a lot of people know about are the reptilians. And the reptilians are like lizard-like. They're like scaly. They look like lizards. They walk upright on two legs. They're like humanoids, but they're scary, supposedly. And they are definitely not a fan of humankind. They are here to destroy us. They have a lot of different sort of stories around the reptilians, that they like eat humans. They're working against us. There was even a story that they were working with like the Nazis back in the day. So if you see a reptilian, I mean, I would steer clear. They're not a group of aliens that I'm going to befriend, just based on what I've read about or heard about. But yeah, and then, so one of the more popular alien species, the Nordics. So they're interesting because they're these blonde-haired, blue-eyed humanoids who are supposed to be really beautiful, and they are friends of humans. They're here to help us. And it was said that back in the days of the Nazis, they actually worked with the Allies to go against the Nazis. So anytime there's any news or information coming out about the Nordics, they're helpful and they're our friends, which I find so interesting because, great, I love a friendly alien. And if I met a Nordic, I would be like, thank you, great, this is awesome. But let me play devil's advocate and say perhaps they don't really exist, right? And here we go again, creating this group of people, that the ones that are helpful to humankind and that are here to serve us and help us be great. They're white, blonde hair, and blue-eyed Nordics.
Y'all didn't know she was going there, did you?
Well, that's what they look like. People from Nordic people are white, blonde hair, blue eye. And if that's what they look like, great. But in the society that we live in, peeps, let's just be real. Anything white is right. And don't even get me started, because I've been researching my ass off trying to find the black fucking aliens.
Did you find any?
So I found 2 instances on the black aliens. But before I get into that, let me say this. So with the Nordics, so I have nothing against, like, if the Nordic is a race of aliens out there, they really are these white, blonde hair, blue-eyed folks that are out here to help us. Great, more power to them. I love them. But I'm just saying, it's just interesting because just this planet that we live on is so racial and so sexist and so everything. And I'm just saying that it's quite convenient that the ones that are helping us are white, blonde hair, blue-eyed, beautiful. And so that takes me into my black aliens. So, because I'm like, there's gotta be black aliens. There's gotta be some story, gotta be something. So I happened upon 2 stories. And I mean, I was researching this probably for months. I don't even know, but this is like last year sometime. And I came across this video, obscure video on YouTube. And by the way, I haven't been able to find it again, so I'm gonna keep looking. I should have bookmarked the shit. Because it was this older gentleman who used to work for the government, and I don't know if he was being videoed, because the angle, if he knew he was being videoed, because the angle of the video was kind of weird. But he was having a conversation with a woman, and she was like, have you ever encountered any black aliens? And he was like, actually, he said the craziest thing. He said, so, you know, we were all in this like hangar. This ship had landed, had come down, and we were all waiting for these aliens to come out. And lo and behold, the door opens, and not like opens like a normal door, and out come these really tall black aliens, onyx in color. And the way he said it in the video, he was shocked, almost appalled that they were black. And I thought, when I saw that, I was like, seriously? We can't have black aliens. We can't have nothing. We can't have black aliens. We can't have a black Little Mermaid, a little black Ariel. It's a mythical creature. And now it's like you can't have black aliens? Like, that
Well, they gave us a
shocked
president.
me.
That's enough.
Jesus, but that shocked me. I mean, I was like, is it so, like, really? We can't have black aliens? Are you kidding me? So I thought that was interesting, and I just kept doing research to see if I could find any more stories about black aliens, and then I found another story.
Oh.
So this one was interesting because these black aliens were all female. They were very tall, very languid, onyx in color, and they wore these sort of sheer see-through garments, and they moved very fluid and languid. But the stories around them were also very negative. So they were abduction cases. These white men were being abducted by these black female aliens. And it was interesting. The one story I read, or the one case I read, the guy was like, they were very intimidating to men. Like, they didn't like men. And so they abducted them onto the ship, right? And they would have them, they had them all sit lined up, right? And they were watching these black alien, female aliens had this ritual that they did where they all lined up and they did this like sort of dance. And the humans who were abducted were watching them. They were trying to teach them the dance. And so they were made to do it, and they were like very intimidating. When they messed up, they were like very just like mean and towering and angry. It's like, great. So now we got black bitch aliens. Like, seriously? And the encounter that I read, it was like they just thought they were better than us and more superior than men, and I just got the feeling that they hated men, and they were just very aggressive and intimidating, and I was so scared. I was shivering and cowering in the corner. And I was like, great. So the black aliens who came off the ship, the old white guy was surprised and almost appalled.
Right.
And then you got these black men being abducted by these black female aliens. White men who were like black bitches. Like, today it would be like, oh, you know, angry black woman.
Right.
I was just like, seriously?
That's nuts.
That is not what I bet you there are black aliens out there that they don't want to tell us about, that are fucking intelligent, fucking amazing, probably seeded this motherfucking planet.
Yeah.
Because we all know that first man was in Africa. Anyway, let me not go there. But I'm just saying, I just find it so odd that there's not more stories about encounters with black aliens. I just find it's just crazy. It's like, what? So, anyway.
Hey, maybe they'll be like, they'll hear you. And they'll be like,
they'll download to me. Give me a download, buddy.
Let's reach out to her. She is ready for us.
Oh my God. So, don't even get me started, because if you guys don't know, I'm also a writer. Mm-hmm. And I have all of these to be written books. And one of my books to be written, and nobody better motherfucking steal this. Let me just say that, right, is about black aliens and whatnot. So that's on my list of to-dos, of writing to-dos. So anyway, I'm going to write a whole book about that shit. It's going to be great.
Wait.
I can't wait either. It's going to be great.
No, someone's going to write about it, but there's going to be the angry ones. It's going to be the angry black bitches.
Oh. Well, it was an interesting story, and I was like, damn, I want to meet them, because I kind of got the impression it didn't matter if you were a black or white woman, they would love you, because clearly they're all about the feminine. Down with the patriarchy. That was them, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned like one of your go-to resources is Coast to Coast.
Yes.
Which she gave a major shout out to.
I love that show. I love that podcast. Y'all have no idea. And they have some amazing guests. And then also they have a guest on there who has his own show called Fade to Black, which is also another show. If you love esoteric shit, Fade to Black.
It's not about the aliens though, not the black aliens.
No, well, they talk about aliens. They talk about everything.
Okay.
Yeah, they talk about everything. The only qualm I have with Coast to Coast is I don't think they have any black hosts. But
if you're hiring.
But they do have a lot of female guests. I think they're very empowering when it comes to women in the field, because there's not that many, or they don't get enough acknowledgement. And Coast to Coast, I mean, Linda Moulton Howe is like one of my go-tos for aliens. She has this website called Earth Files. I mean, she's just phenomenal. She's been doing this shit since, I don't know, I think before I was born. But I learned about her through Coast to Coast, and she's amazing. But I love that show. Oh, another person that I learned about on Coast to Coast, Eric Von Daniken. Okay, Eric Von Daniken, oh my God, for the life of me, I can't remember where he's from. He's foreign. I don't know if it's German. I forgot where he's from, but he is a delight. I love to hear him talk. I love to see him. He is so enthusiastic about the topic of like aliens, and he wrote this book called Chariots of the Gods, and I have it on ebook. I listen to it in the car. I've listened to that book about 3 or 4 times, and I love it when he's a guest on Coast to Coast. He's just like, you guys have to hear him talk or give lectures. He's so enthusiastic and excited about the topic that you will become excited. Like he's one of the few people that I've ever listened to that got me excited because of how he talks about his field. Like, people usually are just very educational and very sort of matter of fact as they talk about it. He is just like, he talks like this. He's so excited, and I get excited. I love him. Eric Von Daniken. Y'all gotta check him out.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
That's why I started looking up a lot of stuff. She's like that. She's that person who gets like super excited, and you're like, well, I want to be excited too. So then you go read the shit, learn the shit, all that shit.
There you go.
All that shit.
Knowledge is power.
It
and
is.
Then who you know. Take that knowledge, who you know, all of that. Anyway, that's a whole nother episode.
Whole nother episode. All right. So, we were like joking, like they're gonna come find you and have a conversation with you. What would you do? What would you say if you were to encounter aliens? What would your reaction be?
Okay, depends which aliens.
Okay.
Because my reaction's
not the
differ.
reptilians.
If I encountered a reptilian, I would motherfucking run or try and, like, I would run.
No, just.
If I encountered a gray, I would probably run. I don't know what those fuckers are up to. Like, they could be, I don't know. So, I don't know.
A Nordic?
I would talk to them because I would want to just sit and have a chat and be like, so, yo, like, what is up? Like, I have questions. Were you really around? Did you people help with the fight against the Nazis? Like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Like, where are you from originally? What kind of technology do you know about? Can you help me with anything? It's like higher consciousness, help expand my mind. Anything that I can do to help garner peace and foster peace on the earth and togetherness and all of that, I would want to talk to them about that shit. And then, like, if I met black aliens, I would be like, my people, I knew you were coming for me. Yeah. I would love to meet a black alien because I really feel like, they help to, if they exist, they help to see the earth. And I feel like they don't want us to know about them because we would understand our power, our intelligence, that we are from a life form that is so much more intelligent and advanced than these mere humans here on earth, that we come from something great, which either way we come from something great, whether you believe in it's aliens, whether you believe it's the creator, God, whatever you want to call it. Humankind in itself, regardless of the race, is from something greater than ourselves, right? I feel like we all come from a greater intelligence. So, and we are all of one consciousness. And what if universally, I mean, even the aliens, like the extraterrestrials from other planets, and what if we're all from the same consciousness, but they got it right and we don't? Like, we're all acting individually instead of a collective consciousness. Because there are stories or cases, I say stories, cases where you have alien life forms who function as a collective consciousness. Which, imagine if we were all of one conscious mind, how we would treat each other. Oh my gosh. So this has turned into, let Tracy the Aquarian, the humanitarian, come out, and let's use our alien forces for good to bring humankind, all sentient beings together, right? I feel like that's my lip service for today, but yeah. Anyway, I would probably I would have a sit down and have like a really in-depth conversation about consciousness, about origins, about technology, and about how we can bring the human beings on Earth together in harmony so that we all get along and we all treat each other better.
I love it. Aliens do an interview with her.
Dear.
And then give her exclusive rights to your story.
Yes, come partner with me. Calling all aliens, come partner with me.
Yes.
Not all aliens, not reptilians.
So, I have one more question.
Bring it.
Bringing it. Okay, so I'm sure you've heard all the things like how the royal family are supposed to be aliens or part alien or whatever.
I have heard that. Reptilians. No
Reptilians,
doubt.
I know, right? Huh. Do you think that we have alien DNA in us?
Yes. I mean, if in fact we were seeded by aliens, which, if you guys don't know, there's a theory out there by these ancient aliens called the Anunnaki, who came and seeded the earth. They wanted to mine gold because they needed gold to survive on their planet or whatever. So they came to Earth, seeded the earth, mixed some DNA, created us humans as worker bees to mine the gold for them. If you believe that theory, then yes, I believe we have alien DNA or some kind of DNA. I don't really know. I'm just going to say from my perspective, there's something strange going on out there. Something strange going on in our DNA too. So, yeah, I think so. So, for all of you who believe, a big fist pound to you. For all of you who don't believe, I'll fist pound you too. For all of you who are still searching, y'all are my peeps. Stay searching. I'm constantly searching. I don't have all the answers. I just have all the questions. And that's my lip service. Bye.